Welcome inside my hammock. Today, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about judgment. No one likes being judged. And I have to say, negatively. No one likes being judged negatively. And I have to say that, frequently I find that I feel like I'm being judged in, like, to give an analogy, in a baking contest. And the baking contest, I decided to make a cake for this contest. There was, no rules saying what you had to bake, right? And yet the judges who are in charge of assessing the results of this contest have only come across and experienced pies. So they're putting their pie criteria onto my cake. And they say things like, oh my goodness, there's no crust on this. The crust is missing. There aren't even chunks of fruit in here. That's my favorite part, and it's not even included. It's so tall and fluffy. What's that about? It's supposed to be close to the ground and dense. This is the worst baked good I've ever had, and you're a horrible baker. Wind up being the results of the judgment. And, it is hard not to get hurt by things like that, to use this analogy, because, I didn't intend to make a pie. Maybe I can make a really good pie, and you just don't know. So you're making this entire assessment on me as a baker, on something that, was a mistake or a misunderstanding, or, thinking that I intended something that, I didn't, that I was actually going for something completely different. So, yes, the hurt can arise. So let's take a look at this from a yoga perspective. Well, I have to say, this is one reason to meditate, and to meditate daily, because we've all come across situations in our life, even from very young, where you feel judged or you feel misunderstood. And so we sort of, not just sort of, we do remember the incidents, but we also sort of remember the feeling. And our brain, with good intentions, has these sort of attitudes and judgments, these really harsh judgments in our head come up, so it's not even the external person saying it, but any longer at some point, it's like comes up within ourselves, because, the brain is maybe actually trying to protect you. And so that judgment is trying to remind you to, like, maybe change so that you don't have an unpleasant experience again with the external people judging you. And so you do it to yourself first. Well, so the point of the meditation is to allow these thoughts to arise, and to actually learn how to just recognize that's just a thought, let it go, or to learn how to ignore it. If you are intending something else completely, to learn how to be strong and to just ignore the inevitable judgment that's going to arise due to other people's lack of information, lack of understanding, lack of experience on their own part. We want to try and not let that derail us from our own path. Anyway, that's my advice for today. Meditate more. And enjoy your cake. Talk to you later. Thanks so much for joining me inside my hammock.